All right, everybody. Oh, Jesus, damn phone. I'd like to call a meeting to order, August 22nd, 2022. And is there any agenda additions or deletions?
I see that we need to make a motion to add a driveway permit.
Yeah. And we do that on the highway?
Sure.
Is there a second to that?
I'll second.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to add a short executive session, personnel matter, after the
All right, first, all those in favor of the motion Rob you just made, say aye.
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 Anyone opposed? Okay. Is there anything else? Go ahead, Cash.
I'd like to add a short executive session, personnel matter, after
At the end of the
the,
meeting?
at the end here.
Okay. Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Any conversation? All right, all in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? All right, I'd ask for a motion with regard to the July 25th minutes approval.
I move we accept them as presented.
I'll second that.
Any conversation? Any corrections? All those in favor of the motion, please say aye.
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 Anyone opposed? All right. Highway Road Commissioners report.
Give an update, we've been working on the backside of your road at the Ira Town line, doing the grant project up there. We almost completed the lower section, which is one of the grants. A lot of material was moved. It's quite a undertaking of the project. Also, Old River up there, the berm removal has been completed.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing I have is the driveway permit for Tim Albin,
Yeah.
across the road from the town hall here. What's been accessed, approximately just past Jack Bud's house. Yeah, there's enough depth.
Do you have that permit? You want to make a motion on it?
Well, hold on. Gonna ask the question that everybody's gonna hate me for asking. That's town common. And what kind of legal settlement was settled on back when all that went down in the 90s? Because that is the town common.
That is,
Yeah.
Right, but we had, when we put a septic system in over here
Yeah.
in the town common, that's when we, if you remember, Bob, we had a long discussion. And then it became,
We had a legal battle
well, yes.
between two parties.
Yep.
And that's why I'm saying before we approve this, do we need to research where that legal battle settled between the two parties to make sure that we're not gonna stir the pot again?
so is there ownership on that land as town ownership, or is that?
That's what we would need to look at. I don't know what was legally decided upon. I don't know how, because the road used to go
From the church street.
and down through,
And
and
then,
this whole circle out here was town common.
right,
And then it turned into a huge legal discussion over who technically owned what, who technically
Yes.
had rights to what.
Yes. Yeah.
And I would be maybe a little leery before you really know where things stand up here, before you approve a permit for something that, whose is it? Is it ours? Is it?
I think I'd say that 'Cause I remember a lot of that conversation, but I can't,
It's long
Tell you
before
totally
me
what the
because I was
outcome
only
was.
about this tall when it happened.
yeah, I believe we should go back and do some research there, possibly even go back to what came out of the attorneys.
That's what I was gonna
I would
say.
make that the last thing. I'd look here in the town hall first and see.
I would go through the legal documents and see what the legal documents say.
Bill
Yeah.
Boomer got involved with that.
Okay, and I don't know nothing about that. I heard a little bit of town comment before, years ago.
Yeah.
Bloomer was involved and Bronson Spencer was involved because he was the engineer in it.
Was that before or after you threw up the road in front of the parsonage? Or was it right about the same time? Because you threw up the road from Cobb Lane, the little jug handle that
Yeah.
went out in
Right.
front of the parsonage. You threw that up.
Yeah, I'm not sure on that because I wasn't on the board at that time.
Because that came out just about on the corner at the end of Esslinger's driveway.
Right.
Would the town map show that as an ownership with the Calvin property being taxed?
The problem is the tax maps are rarely as good as the paper they're printed on.
Tax maps are not survey maps. They're strictly for tax purposes only.
So you can't go by the tax map.
I believe as far as that road,
But I,
if I recall the conversation, because I was sitting out there, they were closing it off, but they weren't gonna
throw it up.
throw it up.
So does that road out here technically still exist too?
Technically, I believe, still continuous, at least from Cobb Lane South.
Not necessarily to
Not
the
necessarily
north.
this way, I'm not sure.
What I'm saying is, we probably should see where the legal landing was.
You know, while we're into it, and they were fairly close together, I agree with you, Robert. Probably should look at both and know where we stand with both of them.
There's got to be legal documents in the file.
Yeah,
Yes, but
And at that time, did you guys get it surveyed too? Was it surveyed?
Bronson surveyed just a section so that they could put a septic system in.
Okay.
yeah
So,
he
he-
just done that a little bit
And
with
yeah.
and it's not in the family anymore. I'll start this conversation by saying that property is not in the family anymore.
Right.
But I do know, just because of the history, when it was in the family,
Right.
I remember hearing about it.
Right.
Obviously, it's been sold now, but
And that septic system was for that house.
I think so.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think so. But it was a lengthy discussion at the time.
Yeah,
And
it was
you
quite a
and I
process,
thought
I
that there
recall
was
it.
I thought there was quite the legal steps too through all that.
Yeah, there was a lot of back and forth.
It was a little tense for a while.
Well, I think that we should give Bill Bloomer a call because he was involved with it, and also Bronson Spencer because he did the engineering, and he has. I don't know where the paperwork is to any of that stuff. I don't have any idea what year that was. Of course, it had to be 15 years ago.
Oh, it's a lot longer ago than that.
Oh, quite a while back.
You're talking early 90s or late 80s.
Well,
No, it had to be in the
Had-
90s because Mike and I were on the board and we didn't come on until the 90s.
So it's the 90s.
Yeah.
So it's early 90s then.
Saw it in the card file when I was looking for something.
You've seen it in the
I
vault?
did look it up because, yeah, so yeah. I'm not here tomorrow, I can do it Wednesday, I can look it up.
Yeah, I
Saw the
let
town
Gloria.
accounting thing, we'll go through the cards, I'm like, oh, that's interesting, but I never.
Yeah, if you're willing to do some looking, Gloria, because there's got to be records here,
Yeah.
and maybe just tell them, hey, we're just gonna double check our legality,
He just came in this afternoon, so it was kind of quick.
sit tight for a few days, and let us look through it. Would be my suggestion.
but it seems like I remember saying, having, after they did research and stuff like this, that when they established the road right down the middle of the common,
Mm-hmm.
those other areas were given back to the property owners that abutted.
Which very well may be the case, but I'd like to see it in writing before I vote yes on this. I mean, that very well may be the case, and if that's the case, great, we're ready to rock and roll. But I'd like to see that in writing before,
I agree.
do our due diligence
Yeah,
before
I think
before
we-
we approve something that might not be legal.
Yeah, I think we got to look at it in good shape because it was a long time ago, and Memories don't last forever.
Well, like I say, I was just a kid, so I don't know.
You're still a kid.
Well, a much younger kid. How's that for you?
Yeah, that's.
I was still in single digits when that was going on, so it's a long time ago.
Yeah. All right. We'll table this, Katie, all right?
Yeah.
Can you give this individual a call and just let them know that we just want to check on some legal stuff first? All right. Anything else under highway?
That's all I have.
All right, that executive session that you're looking to do later on,
Yes.
what is that pertaining to?
Just the personnel.
Personnel issue, okay. Approval of the select board warrants, they're floating and drifting around.
These can come back your way. I think we've got another one to come this way.
Yeah. Did you sign that, Cash?
Not yet.
Okay,
I'm looking.
because that has to come back this way. Public comments or guests? Do we have any guests? Are you a guest?
Well, I could be a guest tonight.
What you got, Chief Jacobowski?
Well, that's a rec committee chair, Jacobowski, tonight, but
Okay.
mowings, get an issue with mowing, rec field 7B hasn't been mowed in a long time, maybe a month and a half. I've emailed the individual that we hired and I have not had any response back from him. No response at all. Somebody did mow the Chippenuts ball field, but I don't think it was him. I think it was either Bob mowed it or some good Samaritan up there may have just mowed it, but I went to 7B today to confirm that, and it's 7B is about knee-high on weeds and stuff growing up. So I didn't know if you wanted to terminate his contract now, or you want to get a hold of him yourself.
Are you recommending?
Recommending that you terminate him.
Right.
Or just hire somebody else. I can get anybody at this point in time, and anybody's better than nothing, I guess. All right.
Well, especially you're probably only looking at what 2-3 more mowings at the most.
I think the contract. I don't know.
I'll make a motion that we terminate him and have Matt hire somebody else to finish the year out.
What is our termination clause? I'm just
I'm
curious.
gonna write a letter, I think, back to him. I believe the contract says it has to be in writing.
Are we better to even have Bill Bloomer send the letter or somebody like that?
Read it.
Okay, the town may at any time, for any reason, terminate the contractor's service and work at the town's convenience, 3 days business days from the mailing or upon receipts of such a notice, whichever occurs first. The contractor shall, unless the notice directs otherwise, immediately discontinue work.
I don't think we need Bloomer.
Yeah, I don't think you need
so
Bloomer
either.
for that.
It's pretty well stated.
Upon termination, the contractor is entitled for payment only for the actual cost of work that has been done.
The last bill we got was like June, wasn't it, or something?
Based on that, I will second Art's motion because that's pretty,
Dylan, yeah,
it's pretty straightforward.
Yeah. All right, you want to make that motion again so that we can officially,
I move that we terminate his contract and that have Matt hire somebody to finish the mowing for the rest of the year.
And I'll still second it.
okay. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Right.
Anyone opposed? Katie, I'm putting this,
I'll take it back.
all right. We want to make a copy of that section of the contract
Sure.
that says when we send something to him.
Do you want it to come from you or from Matt?
Select board.
No, let's do the
Select
select board
board.
because,
Should be from the select board.
yeah,
So, do you want to all sign it or just chair or?
well, make a motion, who signs it?
Certified.
I'll amend my motion to have the chair sign it.
And I'll still second it.
Okay, so there's been a motion updated. All those in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Katie, as soon as you get that, let me know and
I'll send it out for you guys to look at first.
okay.
Yes.
Yeah,
Matt,
that's true.
can you,
Wait,
Try.
make sure it goes certified.
yeah, can you
Signs
contact him to let him know,
I I can email them again. I mean, I've emailed
I
them 3
I
times
would
already.
send the certified letter. Enough.
Yeah.
You don't need to contact him any more than that.
Well, I think that we should have a warning that we're taking these
And you
steps.
can find somebody within that price
I'm
range.
emailing Brad
in a day.
Keith, the guy we had last time, right now. So I'm
I would
texting
say
him.
that
Get him in.
you've already made attempts to reach him.
Yeah.
I'm assuming
I
you're.
CC'd a few people on the emails, like Art, Gloria, and
Oh, okay.
yeah.
So if you've made attempts to
All
reach
right.
him, and yeah,
Never
just
mind.
send the certified letter.
I've had issues with him before too. So.
Yep.
Yeah.
He was kind of told, "Hey, any more issues, you're gone." So shouldn't be a surprise.
All right, old business, heat pump quote. Heidi, do you want to talk about this a little, or?
I can. So during budget season, you guys had included that to be done this year. So it's beginning of the fiscal year. I reached out to another contractor to get me a quote multiple times, and he never got me one. So I have one from GSK for you, which I did show you at budget time, but his prices have changed.
So the cost for the above, including all upstream rebates paid to the wholesaler, $7,728. Cost for the above, including all upstream rebates paid to the wholesaler, would be $7,752.
It's gone down from last year, right?
But the good thing about GSK is he provides his own electrician. Without electrical jobs.
I do believe it says at the bottom that the electrician is not included. in
Oh, it's not?
pricing.
Oh, it's interesting.
The cost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we need to pull permit?
His electrician will pull a permit if it's
For the electrical.
If he's using his electrician. Yeah.
But you don't have to for anything else.
Nothing else. So he
Just the
requires
electrical.
Just electrical. Yep.
There's no, I don't see anything on this.
Just let me glance at it.
There, I believe you have to pick which system you want. Like if you want 2 heads or something,
Correct.
2 units.
or a single zone system.
Two units, 2 outside? So 2 units outside?
It's
They're gonna. They'll run it on 1 unit outside.
So you can only heat and you can only cool on at one time. Yeah, that's what my house is. Yeah.
Yeah. So single zone means that you can set the 2 sides differently.
Yeah,
Right.
you single zone. You can both cool on both
Temperatures,
sides, but
yes.
you can't
You can't
Heat on
heat
one
and
side
cool.
and
You
cool on
gotta
the
do.
other side.
You gotta do. Yeah.
say.
Which makes
Grange all the same way.
How's
So-
that work?
Looks perfect.
So basically, you're gonna pay $25 difference to have more control on each side,
Yeah,
which makes
Heads.
makes more sense.
that's the
Yeah.
green cost there.
With the rooms closed?
That's the green one.
Yeah.
But it's your outdoor unit's the same no matter what. The 36,000 unit.
Gotcha.
With either system, you're gonna have 2 indoor. It's just a question of if you want zone control or not. And I would say for $50, do the zone control.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So why don't you make that motion, Rob, with that cost?
I'll make a motion that we go with the second half of this quote, which is the 36,000 outdoor unit with the 18,000 2 indoor wall units with zone system for $7,752.
I'll second.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Propane quotes.
Oh boy.
Ready to cringe?
You have 2 options. Read that, Rob, I can't read it.
no, I have 4 quotes for you there.
So you've got Lake Champlain coal. Upfront payment for 2,000 gallons at $220. Is that the way I read that? Otherwise, it's $230 if you divide it by 9 payments. Suburban Propane for $1.98.5. Keyser for $1.98.9, which Keyser's our current provider now. And Irving for $1.86. Do you have any other? Or is that it?
For convenience sake, let's stick with Keyser so they don't have to change
That's
tanks.
what I was gonna say
Yeah.
for 10 cents.
Yeah, I
Unless you
agree.
guys are gonna buy
$1.98.
tanks.
$1.98 or $1.86.
I did ask about switching tanks with Irving, and she said there's no fee to switch out tanks, as long as they're up to code.
Yeah, it's just a pain.
Yeah,
Yeah, it is a nightmare.
It's a pain.
Connect, and then somebody have to recheck all the pipes, gas. check
Correct.
everything.
They gotta weigh what's in it.
I'll go ahead and make the motion. We stick with Keyser for the coming year.
I'll second.
all right, the motion made, been seconded. Any further discussion?
Who seconded it?
There's no,
I did.
no cap on how much volume or,
It is,
2,000 gallons?
Yeah.
yeah, based on 2,000 gallons by the looks. Let's see, I turned too many pages.
I did take a look today at how many gallons we used from September last year till now, and it was 1,800, so.
2,000 gallons. It's all based on 2,000 gallons. And you're locking in from 9/1 to 5/31 for the coming year.
We might be using less if we get the heat pumps connected.
That's true.
Yeah.
Well, not in this building because this building's number 2.
Right.
Well,
Maybe
use
Sorry.
that's number 2 maybe.
at the garage.
Maybe, yeah. It'll hopefully.
Balance out.
If you can sign that, Mike, I do have to send it in tonight for that pricing.
All right, add that to your motion.
I will agree to have the chairman sign it.
I'll agree with the second.
oh, isn't there number 2 fuel oil here? Right?
It's number 2 here. This is for the garage,
Garage
and this
and
is for
transfer
transfer.
Right.
Which, long term, we really should talk about probably a heat pump at the transfer station. To tell you the truth, because you probably would eliminate propane over there almost entirely.
Yeah.
I don't think it's feasible for you down here, but over there, I think you could.
The heat pump down there wouldn't keep up.
No. Over there, you could though.
You guys pre-buy your oil this year for here? No.
We, I just got pre-buy paperwork at home from the company we use here. I don't know if they sent us anything.
I've never dealt with oil here.
I deal with Bill at Champlain where it
Yeah.
comes here. He told me that he takes care of. He thought it was better not to do it.
Yeah.
For
Fire
us,
department's taking it. Well, we don't
because
pre-buy.
they're-
We just buy it as we need it. Usually, the fire
Like my
department.
place, I use the volume and use the volume here. That was his.
He takes care of his volume people.
Yes. That sugar.
Did you find it, Mike?
This, all right, so this is Keyser. This is right here, right?
I
Yeah,
think on the
same
front as well. You can take it out of the stack. It has its own paper clip.
All right, here it is. There's a motion made and seconded. All those in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? All right,
You have to initial there.
yep, I see that. New business, internal financial control checklist.
I think we should have one.
This is something that is in every year.
I'll make a motion that. Well, actually, I'm gonna hold back. I'm gonna let somebody else make it since it's the treasurer. But it is a yearly thing.
I'll make a motion that Mike signs this for Heidi.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Heidi, do you have anything you wanna,
Our external audit starts tomorrow, will be tomorrow and Wednesday, so if anybody's looking for me, I'll be at this desk 24/7 for the next couple of days. That's all I have.
Gloria, do you have anything?
I have nothing.
Brad Keith's starting right away on the mowing.
Okay.
Good.
Next up, we'll do it.
And Katie, do you have anything?
I do not.
All right, I'd entertain a motion to go into executive session personnel.
So moved.
Do you have a length of time?
I'll
10 minutes.
10 minutes. Not to exceed. Okay, so I'll second it.
All those in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? All right, let's get her done.
Second.
All those in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Cass, do you have any concerns?
No, I guess I'm set. Thanks.
Bob?
Yeah, just one, let's kind of get the sheriff's department back looking at things in the village again. School's opening up, the people walking, so on speed the last month, 6 weeks has been picking up pretty good in the village area.
Oh, like,
Yeah,
that's Bob, I think, said something.
but,
Then speed limit sign put up on Upper Bend for the river project,
yeah,
25 mile an hour. Every neighbor up there requested they stay there, but I know they can't. And the contractor, I talked to him the other night, and he said that when the sheriff was there, people are still going through. Big time.
we have to, if we change the speed limit up there, we have to,
Do the ordinance.
yeah, do the ordinance and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
that's what I told him.
So, if the signs are still up there,
No, they're not,
okay. Well, if people want that,
because I had taken down the project.
right, because then you'd be in trouble.
Yep.
So if people want to sign a petition to slow those, to put, change our ordinance, then let them do that. Then we can work on it. I don't have anything, you, Bob,
I don't have anything more tonight.
Art, you have
I got
anything?
nothing.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed?